Okay, we're here working on the mizzen mast and boom for the our 17-foot Grumman double-ender SCOUT. And the original boom that we made was too short, and the mast was also a little too short. So we took the old mast, it's going to become the new boom, and we bought a new stick to become the new mast. So we're switching over all of the hardware and the sail right now, and here's the resulting carnage up to this point. We've had to pull out the rigging box to get a few washers. These are a combination of sunfish, drascum, and day sailor parts. Need drill bits to drill some new holes in the spars. The old interlocking bolt threads were stripped. It was just kind of a cheap piece of junk from somewhere. It made out of something that resembled aluminum. I don't know what it was, but so we had to replace that. But here's the bag of parts we had to dig through. Coffee cup. Needed the Japanese pull saw to cut the end of the boom. A 1/4-inch drill bit to drill holes for the hardware. Socket wrench and a little awl to get the bolts on and off. So here's the new boom, and here's the new mast, and here's the old mast that's becoming the new boom. This interlocking hardware is the same thing used on a sunfish. I'll spin you back up over here a minute. We went looking for these washers to help this bolt right here, so it doesn't pull too far into the wood. This is just a closet rod from Lowe's. I think we started off with 8-footers. We needed 10-footers, so we'll see if we can get that on there and still have enough left over to get this nylon stop nut started. Yeah, it feels better. The other one cross-threaded right away, and it wasn't happy after that. So got the new hardware. The old boom, we measured off of the old boom. The mark was here, and what happened with our high quality drop cloth sail is it stretched a little bit. So by the time we pulled the sail out and got a little bit of tension on it using this old halyard block, we ran out of room, so need to make that longer. So here's the old mark. What we're going to do is take it out to the canoe and set it up. We'll give it probably at least a couple of hand widths out. Then once we get it where we want it, maybe put even just a little bit more on there for potential future stretch. The other thing we did, just to make it a little bit prettier, is we rounded off the top of the mast here. Once we get the boom the distance we want it, we'll do the same thing too. And we did that with our new this new Shinto rasp. It's got a coarse, like these little diamond pattern blades on one side, and then the other side's a little bit finer blade. Trying out this new one that's got this little handle on it, so we have better control instead of just going with one hand, and it's working pretty good so far. Started off using a spoke shave, and we're like, wait a minute, why am I doing that when I could just be using the rasp to get that off? So drilled these holes. They're just called there's no block or shiv or anything, so this is going to be where we tie the top of the sail, the head of the sail. It's going to go through here with the bowline, and then down below we'll start another hole for the to lash the sail on. We'll lash the sail on using a marlin hitch down the luff. And the foot of the sail is going to be loose footed. It's just going to be set free. It'll just be attached at the bottom corner of the tack and the aft corner of the clew. So this is what we call yak shaving. See, we started off with this pile out of our rigging bag, thinking we'd show you a little bit of what's in our rigging bag. And while we're looking at that, we decided that our bulletin board was in the wrong place for an upcoming project. It was behind this high table. So we went to move that, got the bulletin board down. Once we pulled it down, all the little corner pieces fell apart, so we had to, we just used some gaff tape to tuck it, to tape it back together. And when we were moving supplies around, I guess I squeezed the bag of our red paint too hard, so it burst, and now I've had red paint everywhere for a little bit. And Skipper's like, "Hey, did you cut yourself?" Because she was seeing red everywhere. So we got that taken care of. And let's see what else is going on. So that's what we call shaving a yak, when you get started on one thing, and on the way to do that one thing, you do about 20 other things. So I'm doing some yak shaving. We did get our little cork board where we wanted, and may start taking some of the lines off of this diamond bottom cat boat. It's going to be 16 feet long. Here's the bow here. Back to the stern, 16 feet. It's also very wide, 4 times, so that's the half breadth, so 4 times 4, about 8 feet wide. What we plan to do is just use the edges of this these 4x8 sheets of plywood, and just lay that out and draw the lines right on this deck here. Normally you might paint it to get it all one color, but we're going to skip that. We're just going to use a Sharpie, and that's going to get us close enough. So that's current status of yak shaving in the carriage house, working on the mizzen for our Grumman Canoe SCOUT